Good morning, guys. It's another quick talk for me. It's another quick, just sharing of a few thoughts from me because I have a meeting at 9 o'clock. And so I logged in early so I could shoot this video and chat with you who might be online at this hour. Good morning. If you're here, just to acknowledge who's with me today. I'd like to share with you my thoughts on how do we deal with difficulties in life. I'd like to share my thoughts with you on what to avoid and what to do in order for us to survive the difficulties of life, especially now that we're in this pandemic. Life is hard. Life is not easy. So how do we deal with life's difficulties, right? It's it's just not easy when what we were hoping for didn't really happen, when the plans that we had for 2020 all had to be thrown away because it's the pandemic and we're all stuck in our homes. So what do we do? That's what I want to share with you guys today while I'm waiting for. Let me just share my this broadcast which is in my public page to my private page. Just a second. There you go. I have a meeting with RCBC at 9 o'clock. We made a proposal for them. So today we are to discuss the proposal with the head of their HR. So it's going to be an important meeting for me. Really important meeting. But I've been working with RCBC for a while now, and it's been a joy working with RCBC and the excellent people there. So, how do we deal with difficulties in life? How do we deal with the challenges in life? Sometimes when we face difficulties, we worry. When we worry, we either act out of just pure survival instinct, or we freeze. When we act out of survival instinct during difficult times, it's possible that we could commit mistakes, serious mistakes that we might regret. It's possible that we might employ methods, gagawa tayo ng mga bagay just to be able to achieve what we were thinking, but might require for us to take shortcuts, compromise on our values, which is going to be difficult down the road when the solution to the problem created more problems. So, reacting or managing difficulties out of worry is just not going to work. Walaikum Art. Good morning. So, acting out of worry, out of survival instinct during difficult times, will not make us evaluate things clearly, and also not make us preserve our long term value and worth, which is anchored on our integrity and values. So, mag-shortcut na tayo ngayon. So, if we also act out out of worry and also swing to the other side, which is to freeze and just spend our days daydreaming, wala ding mangyayari sa buhay natin. So ngayong pandemic na to, I see people reacting in many different ways. But what I'm happy seeing is this: people are actually trying to do whatever they could do in order to survive and within their limited resources, but they're still happy and hopeful. Alam mo yun, marami akong mga friends na nakakausap na kahit na mahirap yung buhay, happy and hopeful pa rin sila. So I'd like to say good morning to Wilbert C. and Nancy Bayer. Good morning. Also Art. So yun, you're acting out of pure worry, which makes you compromise, which makes you, kung sa Tagalog pa, kakapit ka na lang sa patalim. Hindi po magiging okay yun. Meron kang mga actions that might be described as parang rushing things or acting out of urgency. Okay yun. But if it's acting out of pure worry and survival instinct, baka mahirap po yun. Or acting out of worry, swinging towards the other side and freezing and not doing anything, hindi siya magiging okay. Yung key terms na reacting versus responding, Wilbert, it's easy to say them, but it's actually hard to determine when am I reacting and when am I responding. So, kaya as I try to explain things today, I'd like to break it down further because it's easy to tell people don't react, respond. But the question is, how does responding look like? How does responding look like? Because the truth is sometimes you need to react quick because this calls for quick thinking. Responding calls for deliberate thinking according to a lot of books. We need to do both. We need to react, but we need to respond. But reacting can still be reacting without worrying too much, responding without worrying too much. So, ibig sabihin, I believe in many difficult circumstances, it's not easy to just say, don't react, respond. Don't respond, react. Hindi siya ganun ka simple. Kasi my belief is it's not reacting versus. It's react when it's called for, respond when it's called for. Yun po yung aking paniniwala. Because there are times then, in reality, when you really have to react, wala ka na talagang anong pwede mong gawin. But sometimes when you're reacting, but you're still in the frame of mind of worry, hindi siya magiging okay. Kasi yung reaction mo or the steps that can attend your reacting will still be driven by that worry. So how do you react and respond the right way? Not versus. How do you react and respond the right way during difficult circumstances? So here are my thoughts. I'd like to anchor my thoughts on this actually. This is what I believe is important in difficult situations. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path. I'll break that down in 4 important thoughts. I believe there are 4 lessons there. Number 1 is to trust in the Lord, not to trust in our methods, not to trust in our strategies, not to trust in our strengths. Why? Because during difficult times, there are so many things that are beyond our control. So if we just trust ourselves, we are trusting no control. But when we trust the Lord, we pray that He will arrange circumstances for us, that He will lead people to meet us. Then we will be keen in observing around. We're trusting that He will bring. So we're not demanding, we're trusting, we're not expecting, we're expectant. So we're watching. And when the situation calls, when we're prompted to react quick, then we react quick. If there's a person we need to approach quick, then we react quick. If there's an offer that we need to deliberately think about and respond to things, then that might be the guidance from the Lord. And so I believe that what is really important is to trust not ourselves, but trust in Him. And when we trust the Lord, then we will see and be keen for opportunities around us. Kasi kung when we're just trusting ourselves, alam mo yung thoughts mo lang, yung feelings mo, tinitingnan you could be looking inward. But when you're trusting Him and you're believing na maraming bagay are beyond my control, but God could show me, God could lead things to me, and therefore you would be watchful and expectant and observant. And then, like I said earlier, I may react when it's called for, and I will respond when it's called for. Yun yung unang-una. Ang pangalawang phrase dyan, during difficult times, is to lean not on your own understanding. What do I take from this line? Meaning, our analysis of the facts, our analysis of the possibilities are limited. So if we are just basing it on our own understanding, we might be committing mistakes and not maximizing what we could do. So what I take from this is this: consult people. God will bring people along. We could consult. God will bring people along who could help us see. God will bring people along who could help us analyze the situation, who could actually speak to us na kaya mo yan. So we're not just relying on our own understanding, but relying on the understanding of people around us, on the understanding of more experienced individuals, understanding of people who can give us wisdom and counsel. So while we trust that God will arrange circumstances that are beyond our control, we trust not just our understanding, but the understanding of people and friends and family. So during difficult times, consult people. Go out there and talk to people. Ask people your questions, because their understanding might lead us to solutions to some of the problems that we have. Number 3, in all your ways, acknowledge Him. What does it mean to acknowledge Him? Meaning that we have done certain things because He allowed it to happen. And it's not because of my strength. It's not because of my abilities. It's acknowledging Him. So when things somehow improve and we acknowledge Him, then it does not cause us to be arrogant. Then even when we survive the difficulties, we become better people and we don't become arrogant people that I did it. This, ako talaga yon. Because successes can make us bad people. It can make us deteriorate if we think everything was because of us. But if we acknowledge that it's really because of Him who allows us to breathe and allows us to do certain things, then even when we survive the difficult situations, we become better people. We become more humble. That's what you call humility in our successes. You know why? Because we trusted Him, because we consulted people, and because we acknowledge that it is because of Him and people around us that we were able to survive. And as we survive, we become more humble. And when we're humble, the last part there is, and He shall direct our paths. Meaning, we will not head towards wrong directions in life. So in difficult times, there are several paths to take. There are several strategies to take. But if we trust that God, who is control of circumstances, will somehow help us, then we can go to step 2, which is not to lean on our understanding, but to consult people, to seek advice from people, to seek counsel from people who are more experienced than us. And then as we somehow recover from the difficult times, we acknowledge Him and thank Him, thereby becoming successful but still humble. And finally, we will head towards the sunsets of our lives, taking the right directions that have no pain, that are peaceful, because as we went through difficult times in our lives, we trusted Him and we did not act out of worry. So, those are my thoughts, my friends, for today. And I hope you have a great, great day. My meeting is at 9 o'clock. I have to log into that meeting already. So, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. God bless.